over it. And as finally as we did it about the 10th or 8th time, I said, would you guys like to do this?
Clint Eastwood is one of the most legendary figures in Hollywood history. Over 7 decades, he's built a career that's been both critically acclaimed and financially successful. Whether it's his unforgettable portrayal of the man with no name in the Dollars Trilogy, his role as the tough-as-nails Dirty Harry, or his award-winning work as a director, Eastwood has cemented his legacy as an icon of the film industry. But there's a question many fans have. How much money has Clint Eastwood actually made throughout his career? Was his paycheck as big as his fame? And how did his earnings evolve from his early days as a struggling actor to his position as one of Hollywood's most powerful filmmakers? In this video, we're taking a deep dive into Clint Eastwood's career earnings, breaking down his paychecks from the very beginning of his career to his multi-million-dollar deals. Stick around, because by the end, we'll reveal his estimated total net worth, and trust us, the numbers will blow you away. Before Clint Eastwood became the Clint Eastwood we know today, he was just another struggling actor in Hollywood. In the early 1950s, Eastwood landed a few minor roles but struggled to gain traction. It wasn't until 1959, when he scored the role of Rowdy Yates on the TV show Rawhide, that things started to change. At the time, Eastwood was paid around $750 per episode for his work on Rawhide. While that might not sound like much, it was a respectable salary for a TV actor in the late 1950s. Over the course of 6 seasons, Clint earned approximately $100,000, a solid foundation for his future career. Adjusted for inflation, that's around $900,000 in today's money. However, Clint was far from a superstar, and his earnings reflected that. He knew that to break into the big leagues, he needed to make the jump from television to film. Clint's first big break in film came in 1964 when Italian director Sergio Leone cast him as the lead in A Fistful of Dollars. This role marked the beginning of the famous Dollars Trilogy, which would catapult Eastwood to international fame. But despite the film's eventual success, Clint's paycheck for A Fistful of Dollars was a modest $15,000. To put that into perspective, the film grossed over $14 million worldwide, a massive success for the time. Eastwood's pay was a tiny fraction of the profits. For the second film in the trilogy, for a few dollars more, Clint's salary increased to $50,000. A significant raise, but still far below Hollywood's top earners. By the time he starred in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, his paycheck had jumped to $250,000. While $250,000 was a hefty sum in the 1960s, it was still a small price to pay for a film that would go on to gross over $25 million globally and become one of the most iconic westerns of all time. At this point, Clint's fame was growing, but his paychecks hadn't quite caught up yet. The 1970s marked a turning point for Clint Eastwood, both in terms of his career and his earnings. In 1971, Eastwood starred in Dirty Harry, delivering one of the most iconic performances of his career. The film was a massive success, and Clint's paycheck reflected his rising star power. He was paid $500,000 for his role as Inspector Harry Callahan, a significant leap from his spaghetti western days. But Clint wasn't just acting anymore. By the late 1970s, he was also directing and producing films, which meant he was starting to take home a much larger share of the profits. For films like The Outlaw Josie Wales and Escape from Alcatraz, Eastwood's salary topped $1 million, firmly establishing him as one of Hollywood's top earners. In the 1980s, Clint Eastwood's career entered a new phase. By this time, he had transitioned from being just an actor to a full-fledged filmmaker, often taking on multiple roles as director, producer, and star. This gave him much greater control over his projects and a much larger slice of the pie. For example, in Pale Rider, 1985, Clint earned both an upfront salary and a share of the profits, which brought his total earnings for the film to around $5 million. Similarly, his work on films like Heartbreak Ridge saw him earning millions both as an actor and as a producer. But the real game-changer came in 1992 with Unforgiven. Unforgiven was a career-defining moment for Clint Eastwood. Not only did he star in the film, but he also directed and produced it, giving him a significant share of the profits. Clint reportedly earned around $5 million upfront for his work on Unforgiven. but his total earnings ballooned to over $10 million thanks to the film's massive box office success. The movie was a critical and commercial hit, winning 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director for Eastwood. By this point, Clint wasn't just an actor, he was one of the most respected filmmakers in Hollywood. Throughout the 1990s, Clint continued to command multi-million-dollar paychecks for his work, both in front of and behind the camera. Films like In the Line of Fire and The Bridges of Madison County saw him earning $7 million to $10 million per project. Even as Clint Eastwood entered his later years, his career and his earning power showed no signs of slowing down. In 2008, he directed and starred in Gran Torino, a film that grossed over $270 million worldwide. Clint reportedly took home $5 million up front for the film, but his share of the profits brought his total earnings to around $35 million. In 2014, Clint directed American Sniper, which became one of the highest-grossing films of the year with over $500 million in global box office revenue. While he didn't star in the film, his role as director and producer earned him a substantial payday. So after decades of success, how much has Clint Eastwood earned throughout his career? Here's a breakdown of some of his key paychecks. Rawhide, $100,000 total over 6 seasons. A Fistful of Dollars, $15,000. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, $250,000. Dirty Harry, $500,000. Unforgiven, over $10 million. Gran Torino, estimated $35 million. American Sniper, estimated $10 million as director and producer. When you add it all up, Clint Eastwood's total career earnings from acting, directing, and producing are estimated to be well over $250 million. Combine that with his investments, real estate holdings, and other ventures, and Clint's net worth is believed to be around $375 million. Clint Eastwood's career is nothing short of remarkable. From his humble beginnings as a struggling actor to his status as one of Hollywood's most powerful filmmakers, he's built a legacy that few can match. His ability to adapt, evolve, and take control of his projects has not only made him a critical success, but also a financial powerhouse. And while the numbers are impressive, what truly sets Clint apart is his dedication to storytelling. Whether he's in front of the camera or behind it, Eastwood has consistently delivered films that resonate with audiences around the world. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Clint Eastwood's career and earnings, leave a comment below telling us your favorite Clint Eastwood movie. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for another Hollywood Deep Dive.